we are in the central part of the old city, on the territory of the most beautiful and the most important architectural complex of Bukhara, that is famous as Poi Kalon. Poi Kalon is another combination of Persian words, which means under the foot of the great, or under the feet of the great. Because as you can see, all of the architectural monuments are actually situated under the feet of the great minaret Kalon. This minaret stands out among all other architectural monuments of Bukhara, and is actually described as one of the symbols of the city. The word minaret derives from the Arabic minar, which means lighthouse. So we can say that in the pre-Islamic period, minaret had a very important connection to the international trading along the Great Silk Road. So it was used as kind of a lighthouse along the Silk Road, showing direction towards the city for the merchants, their trading caravans, and independent travelers. So then you can imagine them coming through the Karakum desert and seeing from a far distance the minaret, so knowing which direction, which way they need to go. This minaret, of course, has a religious importance as well. You know that in the Islamic tradition, minaret is a high-standing vertical tower which is normally attached to the mosque and which was used for the prayer callings 5 times a day. Minarets in Central Asia also had kind of a political importance as a sign of power and wealthiness of the local kings. So that's the reason why most of the Central Asian rulers tried to construct as high minarets as they could, just in order to show off that they are wealthier and more powerful compared to their neighbors. Minarets in Central Asia also had kind of a military importance. As the highest point in the city, the minaret was used as watchtower. So in the case of the battle, or in the case of the enemy's army approached, the people could see which direction, which side of the city wall would be attacked by the enemies. Historians testify that there was nothing to match the minaret. So skillfully it was constructed. But when the work was finished, as the local legend says, someone came to this place and looked at the minaret with an evil eye and the evil thoughts. So the minaret collapsed as a result of that on the nearby mosque. The king of Bukhara ordered to construct another one on the same spot, on the same place, but this time he wanted to see the greatest minaret the world had hitherto seen. The foundation of this minaret goes 10 meters under the ground. The diameter of its foundation over the ground is around 9 meters. Also, according to the local legend, he used a special mortar mixture for the construction of the foundation, including camel's milk, eggs, and bull's blood, in order to make the structure strong and stable. Anyhow, when the construction of the foundation part was finished, the architect then promptly disappeared. Nobody could find him. He came back to Bukhara after 2 years, so king called him to the palace and asked the reason why he had left the construction of the minaret unfinished. And the master claimed that during his absence, during these 2 years, the base had sufficiently hardened. So as it always happens in the legends, the architect was still dissatisfied with the quality of his work, and he died not long after with the words that the flight of my fantasy was greater than the minaret I built. He built up a minaret in a very harmonic shape. The height of the minaret is around 47 meters. That is the highest point in the old part of the city. You can see that this minaret is widening from the top to the bottom. So the diameter of the top is around 6 meters, the diameter of the foundation is 9 meters. So the foundation is wider, and that helps to keep the rest of the structure in a stable conditions. Then, as you can see, this minaret is connected to the rooftop of the nearby mosque. The only way to get to the top of the minaret is actually through the mosque. You cannot enter the minaret from the street. You have to climb up to the rooftop of the mosque. You have to cross the bridge between the mosque and the minaret, and then you get into the inner part of the minaret that has a spiral staircase with 105 steps. This minaret was also a very important sign of the location of the central market of Bukhara. We can call it as the wholesale market on this square in the past, where the merchants who are coming from different corners of the world were actually selling their products. So we had here merchants coming from China, India, Persia, Afghanistan, northern part of Central Asia, Russia, and so on.